After about 4 years, this highly publicized trial is on, many waiting a long time to hear evidence, and finally, the jury hearing opening statements from both sides and seeing how this case is going to go forward and setting the tone for the future in these coming weeks. I'm here with Sharon Mitchell with the Illinois Justice Project to break this all down for us. Thanks for being here this morning.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me.
So from yesterday, what we saw, what's something you really took away from the defense for Van Dyke?
Well, it seems very clear. Defense attorney Dan Herbert is putting Laquan McDonald on trial in this case. It is not unusual in a self-defense case, but he's telling a story of Laquan McDonald really rampaging the entire day, starting from the day before to the day of, threatening citizens, damaging police materials, and posing a threat to officers and civilians involved.
Any key takeaways from the prosecution and what they're trying to do?
Well, the prosecution was very effective. They were able to call not one, but two Chicago Police Department officers who were there on the scene before Officer Van Dyke. They both testified that they were not in fear, that there were not very many pedestrians around, and that they thought they had the situation under control and were only waiting for a taser.
Real quick, what do you expect to see in these coming weeks as we progress through this trial from both sides?
Well, you'll hear a number of experts that will testify. They'll try to get into the mind of Officer Van Dyke. You'll also hear testimony about people that were out there on the scene. And finally, you'll hear closing arguments. And it'll be a case where both sides have lots of things to say in closing arguments. This is going to be a close case, so we should really expect to see some fireworks going down at the end of the trial.